Good morning, everybody. I don't know if anyone's here yet, but I am. and so this morning, I'm going to speak about stream entry based on the teachings in the Samyutta Nikaya, the connected discourses of the Buddha. I have both Bhante Sujato's translation on Sutta Central, and also Bhante or Bhikkhu Bodhi's, Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. There's a hard copy, the Wisdom publication. So I have selected 4 suttas. So there's in the Samyutta Nikaya, or the connected discourses, the suttas are quite short. And so it's nice, I think, for the Samyutta Nikaya to read through the whole Samyutta. And if you happen to have a copy of Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, you can look at the notes too, and there's a lot of explanation in the notes. And you'll have to do a little bit of your own pondering and resources and to really understand what's going on. Sometimes, because with this connected discourses, it's just little pithy bits of information. So piecing things together from other suttas, talking to people that are a little more well-versed than we are, listening to talks by venerables, this all helps with the understanding of what's being said here. So I will do the best of my, research and understanding of what's being said here, and I'll read these 4 suttas. You can see on the headline there, next to Empty Cloud, it says SN 551, and this is the first one I'll be reading. And then it says 5, 8, and 21, and then I'll read those others in turn. So this is a kind of a general declaration about stream entry here, and this is the Chakrawati Raja Sutta, and it's about a wheel-turning monarch. So I'm reading Bhante Sujato's translation here, and he addressed the mendicants, which are bhikkhus, bhikkhunis. We hope he's including everyone here. I take it as that the Fourfold Assembly is listening, but he usually just addresses the senior-most group, and that's traditional at the time. At Savatthi, there the Buddha said, "Mendicants, suppose a wheel-turning monarch were to rule a sovereign lord over these 4 continents. And when his body breaks up after death, he's reborn in a good place, a heavenly realm, in the company of the gods of the 33. There he entertains himself in the garden of delight, escorted by a band of nymphs, supported and provided with the 5 kinds of heavenly sensual stimulation." This is Bhante's the Kama Loka, the Kama Raga. Let's see, I didn't actually see what he was translating as that, but that's sense pleasures is how Bhante Bodhi translates this. So heavenly sense pleasures. He's still a sensory realm. So still, as he's lacking 4 things, he is not exempt from hell, the animal realm, or the ghost realm. He is not exempt from places of loss, bad places, the underworld. Now suppose a noble disciple wearing rags, and feeds on scraps of alms food. Still, as they have 4 things, they're exempt from hell, animal realm, or the ghost realm. They're exempt from places of loss, bad places, the underworld. So this is a mendicant, is just living on alms and discarded cloth to cover the body, to keep themselves warm. And even though they don't have all these sensual pleasures, they're protected from the lower realms, it's saying here. So what are the 4 things that they possess? It's when a noble disciple has exceptional confidence in the Buddha. The Blessed One is perfected, a fully awakened Buddha, accomplished in knowledge and conduct, holy, the knower of the world, supreme guide for those who wish to train, teacher of gods and humans awakened and blessed. So this is a phrase that's repeated in Pali. It's a recollection of the Buddha. And some people know the Pali by heart, or some English translation or language of their origin. They may know what these Pali words that are recited mean. It's really important to understand, and reflecting on the Buddha, that we understand what we're saying if we're chanting. So here is one English translation of that. And so they have faith in the Lord Buddha. This is an unshakable faith in the Lord Buddha. If you really have confidence in what's being said here. So this is the first thing that they possess. They have confidence. It says experiential confidence is how Bhante Bodhi translates it. And Bhikkhu Bodhi says, how does he? Confirmed confidence. So either through experience, through our own experience, we're really confident in the teaching, in the Buddha, that there was an awakened being such as this. They have experiential confidence in the teaching, or the Dhamma. The teaching is well explained by the Buddha, apparent in the present life, immediately effective, inviting inspection, relevant, so that sensible people can know it for themselves. And I've heard the translation, experienced individually by the wise, or the sensible people can know for themselves. So the Dhamma is apparent here now. We can see it in our daily lives, actually. A lot of the teachings are apparent here and now. And with deeper inspection, we come to know the Dhamma, the deeper aspects of the Dhamma. They have experiential confidence in the Sangha. The Sangha of the Buddha's disciples is practicing the way that's good, direct, systematic, proper. It consists of the 4 pairs, the 8 individuals. This is the Sangha of the Buddha's disciples that is worthy of offerings, dedicated to the gods, worthy of hospitality, worthy of religious donation, worthy of greetings with joy and palms, and is the supreme field of merit for the world. So this is the 8 individuals. This is the people on the path and have fruition of the 4 paths of awakening, true awakening and full awakening. So, and the stream enterer, which we'll be talking about in a little bit more detail. This is a description, actually, of the stream enterer. Since they themselves have realized the first path, then they have confidence in all 4 paths of awakening. And full awakening is possible for them and for others. So that they have confirmed confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and furthermore, A noble disciple's ethical conduct is loved by the noble ones. This is dear. I think Bhante Bodhi says, dear to the noble ones. Unbroken, impeccable, spotless, and unmarred, liberating, praised by sensible people, not mistaken, and leading to immersion. So immersion is Bhante Bodhi's translation of samadhi. Stillness. Some people use the word concentration. I only say that word because it's been in the common media. It says people may be familiar with samadhi. It's translated in that way. So the ethical conduct is the 5. They wouldn't break any of the 5 precepts, and it's detailed elsewhere that's what this is talking about. And it's interesting. It says that these precepts are liberating, praised by sensible people. And it says not mistaken. I don't see how. Let's see. He possesses the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, untorn, unblemished, unmottled, freeing, praised by the wise, ungrasped, leading to concentration. So there's that word, concentration. This is Bhante Bodhi's translation of that. So I like to look at more than one translation because sometimes it makes a lot more sense to me. One translation makes more sense than another, so I piece it kind of together between Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhis and Bhante Sujatos. So that was the first one, and this is describing how entering the stream protects us from the lower realms. So we're assured that if we do have a rebirth, it'll be in the human realm or a higher realm, but we won't fall to lower realms. And then a stream enterer is guaranteed that they won't have more than 7 rebirths. And it'll be in a plane of existence where one can attain awakening. So that's the basic of what a stream enterer possesses. This is how Bhante Bodhi translates this word. Let's see if I can find it. Can't remember it offhand. I'll recognize it when I see it, though. That they possess samanagato, and that's possessing, endowed with, possessed of. So they have these 4 qualities. Unshakable confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and they keep their sila impeccable. And then that sila is liberating. It's leading to serenities, to samadhi, to stillness. So I have another one here. You see, I have SN 55, and then it goes to 5. So this is the fifth sutta and the connected discourses on the Sotapanna. It's Sotapati Samyutta. So this particular sutta is called Sariputta. Then the Venerable Sariputta approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, and sat down to one side. The Blessed One then said to him, Sariputta, this is said, a factor for stream entry. A factor for stream entry. What now, Sariputta, is a factor for stream entry? So this is interesting. The Lord Buddha is questioning Sariputta. And this is kind of, I don't know if he's testing him or just curious to what the response will be from him, because often this is different than what we would expect. He has a different angle on what's standard. Sariputta, okay. So Sariputta responds, association with superior persons, Venerable Sir, is a factor for stream entry. Hearing the true Dhamma is a factor for stream entry. Careful attention is a factor for stream entry. Practice in accordance with the Dhamma is a factor for stream entry. So this is indicating that the factor to attain or to support the entry to the stream, that we need to have these factors, that we engaging in these things ourselves. So association with superior persons, so people that we have confidence that know the Dhamma well. The time of the Buddha, they were really blessed to have the Arhat Sangha, the Lord Buddha, and now we have to kind of discern for ourselves who we feel like is really offering teachings well, who we can feel confidence in their knowledge, and also their behavior as well, that their sila is upright. This is essential part of this. So when you visit these people, then you will hear the Dhamma, the true Dhamma. So that's the second one, hearing the true Dhamma. Oh, careful attention. I think I missed that one the first time I read it through. Careful attention is a factor for stream entry. So paying attention carefully is one of the aspects of that. And then within our, once we've started to engage in Dhamma practice, this awareness, this yoniso manasikara is essential. Just really examining our own minds and looking at cause and effect. So this is another factor for stream entry. But in this case, attending to what we've heard really well. Practice in accordance with the Dhamma is a factor for stream entry. So once we've heard the teachings, then we practice in accordance to that. So these all work together in a very nice sequence. And then the Lord Buddha says, good, Sariputta. Association with superior persons is a factor for stream entry. Hearing the true Dhamma is a factor for stream entry. Careful attention is a factor for stream entry. Practice in accordance with the Dhamma is a factor for stream entry. Sariputta, the Lord Buddha continues his inquiry. The stream, what now? Sariputta is the stream. The Noble Eightfold Path, Venerable Sir, is the stream. That is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Good, Sariputta. This Noble Eightfold Path is the stream. And then he repeats. I'll just read it through again in case you would like to hear it again. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration is the stream. Sariputta, it is said, so Lord Buddha continues the inquiry, a stream enterer. Now what, Sariputta, is a stream enterer? One who possesses this noble eightfold path, Venerable Sir, is called a stream enterer. This venerable one of such a name and such a clan. Good, Sariputta. One who possesses this noble eightfold path is a stream enterer. This venerable one of such a name and such a clan. So that's kind of interesting to think about. So we start out by associated with people that you trust in their understanding of the Dhamma. And then you really apply your mind to it, hearing the Dhamma as a factor, because you go to them, you hear the Dhamma, and you pay attention carefully, and then you apply that to your life. But the stream is the Noble Eightfold Path. And so applying ourselves to understanding what this Noble Eightfold Path is, the first one being right view. So we really have to penetrate right view to a certain extent, because one of the aspects of right view is the Four Noble Truths. It kind of is interesting because it folds in on itself. That's the fourth truth is a Noble Eightfold Path. And understanding the Four Noble Truths well. So at least we have to have a really strong understanding of the cause of dukkha, and then to be able to have some release from that, to be able to see, yes, there is the potential that if we let go of our craving, that really reduces, as more we let go of our craving, the more we release ourselves from suffering. So then we possess the path because we are understanding how all the factors of the path work together too. So this is what this word possessing, let's see if I could see. I just read Bhante Bodhi's translation of that. And he does say possess in this one. It's interesting. He's using the word possessing these four things. Let's see, is that right? No, this is the wrong one. There's two that Sariputta is speaking. One is to Ananda, and this is the second one, the Lord Buddha is having this inquiry. A factor of the stream, association with true persons, listening to the true Dhamma, rational application of the mind. That's what he says that Yoniso Manasikara is in this context. And practicing in line with the teaching. So that's Bhante Bodhi's translation. Bhante Sujata's translation, excuse me. And then the stream is simply the Noble Eightfold Path. And the stream enterer possesses, he also says possesses, the Noble Eightfold Path. So this possession, we can be developing the path, but by the time we've actually possessed it, that means we've made a breakthrough, and we have a deep enough understanding of the Four Noble Truths that we won't waver too much off the path. We're still working on it, but we have enough confidence that we'll stay on it. We're not going to completely fall off. So then we can go to the next one, which is number 8. This one is entitled The Brick Hall. Excuse me, it takes me a little bit to get this. Okay. So I have both Bhante Sujatos, excuse me, and Bhante Bodhi's here. So I'm going to start reading Bhante Sujato's translation of The Brick Hall. Somehow this is not formatted quite right. So one time the Buddha was staying at Nyatika in the brick house. Then the Venerable Ananda went up to the Buddha, bowed, sat down to one side, and said to him, "The monk named Salha has passed away." Some part of this missing on this page, I don't know why. I might have to read the other translation. Excuse me. What is his destination? What is his future born? So this future born, B-O-U-R-N, is a destination. The bhikkhuni named Nanda has died. What is her destination? What is her future born? The male lay follower named Sudatta has died. What is his destination? What is his future born? The female lay follower named Sujata has died. What is her destination? What is her future born? So he's come to ask about 4 individuals who have passed away. Ananda, the bhikkhu Salha has died by the destruction of the taints in this very life. He had entered and dwelt in the taintless liberation of mind, liberation by wisdom, realizing it for himself with direct knowledge. So he's become arahant. And the taints, the asavas, and they're also known as inflows or upflows, influxes. There's a number of descriptions of what they are. The bhikkhuni Nanda, who has died, had, with the utter destruction of the 5 lower fetters, become one of spontaneous birth due to attain nibbana there without returning from that world. So spontaneous birth in the pure abodes is usually what it doesn't have exactly what the destination is, but she's a non-returner. And the male follower Siddhartha, who has died, had with the utter destruction of the 3 fetters and with the diminishing of greed, hatred, and delusion, became a once returner who, after having come back to this world only one more time, will make an end to suffering. So that's a Satyagami, a once returner. So they return to the human realm one more time. And then the female follower Sujata, who has died, had, with the utter destruction of 3 fetters, become a stream enterer, no longer bound to the netherworld, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as her destination. So that's quite lovely too. So all 4 of them had some attainment. So this is kind of a little description of the 4 paths. These individuals had the fruition of the 4 paths. It is not surprising, Ananda, that a human being should die. But if each time someone has died, you approach me and question me about the matter, that would be troublesome for the Tathagata. So you can imagine, so many people are dying, even at the time of the Buddha. And the Ananda comes and questions him every time someone dies. But if each time, okay. Therefore, Ananda, I will teach you a Dhamma exposition called the mirror of the Dhamma, equipped with which a noble disciple, if he wishes, could by himself declare of himself, I am one finished with hell, finished with the animal realm, finished with the domain of ghosts, finished with the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the netherworld. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound for the netherworld, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. And what, Ananda, is that Dhamma exposition, the mirror of Dhamma, equipped with which the noble disciple, if he wishes, or she wishes, they wish, could by themselves declare thus of themselves. Anyway, a person could declare of themselves. Here, Ananda, a noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha. Thus, the Blessed One is the teacher of humans, devas, and humans. So this is ellipsed. So it's just shortened of what was read originally at the first sutta. He's the teacher of devas and humans, the enlightened one, the blessed one. And then the noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma, in the Sangha. They possess the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, and leading to concentration. So these are all ellipsed, and I've changed the pronouns slightly to be more inclusive. This, Ananda, is that Dhamma exposition, the mirror of the Dhamma, equipped with which a noble disciple, if they wish, could by themselves declare of themselves, I am finished with hell. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound to the netherworld, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. So again, there's that 4 things that the Sotapanna is said to possess. So now we're going to 21. It's a SN 5521 in the Sotapanna Samyutta. I guess I'll just read Bhante Bodhi's translation because somehow something's a little off with my iPhone. I'm not getting the full picture here. Excuse me. This one is called Mahanama. And Mahanama, said to be a cousin of the Lord Buddha. Thus I have heard, on one occasion the Blessed One was dwelling among the Sakyans at Kapilavatthu in Nigroda's park. Then Mahanama, the Sakyan, approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, sat down to one side, and said to him, Venerable Sir, this Kapilavatthu is rich and prosperous, populous, crowded with congested thoroughfares. In the evening, when I am entering Kapilavatthu after visiting the Blessed One or the bhikkhu worthy of esteem, I come across a stray elephant, a stray horse, a stray chariot, a stray cart, a stray man. I guess that's maybe somebody that's not so desirable to encounter, but also sometimes the animals get loose, apparently. On that occasion, Venerable Sir, my mindfulness regarding the Blessed One becomes muddled. My mindfulness regarding the Dhamma becomes muddled. My mindfulness regarding the Sangha becomes muddled. The thought then occurs to me, if at this moment I should die, what would be my destination? What would be my future born? So what's his future destination? If he's distracted, frightened, upset, or angry, or whatever, and then the elephant tramples him, or something terrible happens. This is kind of like if we're crossing the street, and this is more realistic for us, and get hit by a car or something like that. Don't be afraid, Mahanama. Don't be afraid. This is the Lord Buddha speaking to him. Your death will not be a bad one. Your demise will not be a bad one. When a person's mind has been fortified over a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, right here, crows, vultures, hawks, dogs, jackals, or various creatures eat his body, consisting of form composed of the four great elements, originating from mother and father, built up out of rice gruel, subject to impermanence, being worn away, rubbed away, to breaking apart and dispersal. But his mind, which has been fortified over a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, that goes upwards, goes to distinction. Suppose, Mahanama, a man submerges a pot of ghee or a pot of oil in a deep pool of water, and it breaks. All of the shards and fragments would sink downwards, but the ghee or oil there would rise upwards. So too, Mahanama, when a person's mind has been fortified over a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, right here, and then it's ellipses, the crows and all the scavengers. Once the person has passed away, and if they were laid out in a charnel ground, the scavengers would make use of the body. Various creatures would eat the body, but the mind, or even when either they were cremated or eventually the body decomposes even in a grave. But the mind, which has been fortified over a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, that goes upward, goes to distinction. Do not be afraid, Mahanama. Do not be afraid, Mahanama. Your death will not be a bad one. Your demise will not be a bad one. So it said that the Sakyan, the lay disciple Mahanama, was a stream enterer. But what's really beautiful about this is that it says that, especially if our mind is inclining and we're doing wholesome deeds, we're keeping our sila pure, and he talks about fortified for a long time by faith, virtue. So that's our sila. Our confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha is the faith. The virtue is the sila, learning, generosity, and wisdom. So these are qualities also that you may attribute to, even before one enters the stream, if we're developing these qualities, really devoted to these qualities and devoted to abandoning the unwholesome, then our mind is inclining towards the beautiful qualities, the wholesome qualities. And this is what the destination after the body breaks up will be of the consciousness. So I'll offer those readings for your reflection, and those comments are just the best of my understanding. So I'm going to see if this is up to the top. This is Mana, Luisa, Matthias, Karuna, Christina are all saying good morning, hello. And there's a script, I'm sorry, I can't, it may be Thai script. I can't read. Marielia, I'm not sure if I've pronounced it right. Ronald, Spook, and Dr. P. Sud. And let's see, I think I see a question. So I will post this question. Okay. Is a stream enterer different than a stream winner? Excuse me. Also, why is the stream enterer free of bad rebirths? Is it because they follow Eightfold Path with fidelity? Okay, so that's a very good question. Ajahn Thanissaro translates stream entry as stream winner. And I've heard some people think that the stream winner was once returner, but I don't agree with that. I'm pretty sure that because this is what, maybe that's what some people's interpretation of what but once you were a stream enterer, you have entered the stream, you have won the stream. So you have, so you're not going to go. It's like you're taken in by the current towards nibbana. You've entered the stream towards nibbana, and you're never going to go back. So if you've entered it, you're not going to ever go back. So that's why it would be also a stream winner. You've accomplished something. You really accomplished something and attained or possessed. Yeah, it's like you're on your way. So the stream enterer is free from bad rebirths. Once you've seen nibbana, you're not going to do anything that's going to cause you to fall to the lower realms. Once you've seen nibbana, once you really understand, you possess the Four Noble Truths, you see the cause of suffering really clearly. You understand that the dukkha is optional, that we are bringing it on ourselves. A lot of it we bring on ourselves, or at least the second arrow, dukkha, we're bringing on ourselves. So and since I'm so also I think it you can't enter the stream if you've committed some serious acts. There's like 6 serious acts, and I don't know if I can remember all of them offhand. But in this lifetime, if you've committed a serious act, it's like matricide and patricide are 2 of them. There was this Prince Ajata, I think, who killed his father, and he was unable to enter the stream due to that. He was in the time of the Buddha, and was a King Bimbisara's son. Please excuse me if I'm getting the details incorrect, but this prince, even though he was came to the Buddha later and felt some remorse about what he did, he was blocked from stream entry, even though he was hearing the teaching directly from the Lord Buddha. So you have to be free from the serious karma. You've had to work the karma out somehow before you can enter the stream. So that's another aspect of it. But once there's the more minor karma. So there's 6 of the matricide, patricide. Then there's drawing the blood of an arahant, causing a schism in the Sangha. I think also killing an arahant. I think I've gotten 5 out of 6. But if anyone knows these, you can post them. I'd appreciate that. But anyway, the really serious offenses, serious karma and bad karma will block you from stream entry. You have to work out the karma in some lifetimes before you can enter the stream. But if you're fortunate and you haven't committed anything like that in this lifetime, you have a human birth, you're hearing the Dhamma, you're applying yourselves really well to the Dhamma, you're keeping your sila really pure, even though in the past you may have committed some, like breaches of the 5 precepts, you're not but then you've made this resolve not to break the precepts, and then you enter the stream. Then you won't do anything that's harmful, that will keep you from continuing on in human form or heavenly form towards Nibbana. So and following the Eightfold Path, yes, because that encompasses all wholesome types of behavior, proper behavior through body, speech, and mind. So if we keep to the Noble Eightfold Path, we develop the path over time. So so this is they say that the stream is the Noble Eightfold Path. The Lord Buddha said to Shariputra said to the Lord Buddha, and the Lord Buddha agreed that the stream is the Noble Eightfold Path, and the stream possesses that. So we have a couple more questions. So let's see what I can do. That's my understanding of to answer these questions. And Sud says, Also, why would one want to declare themselves stream enterer? Wouldn't it be holding onto another identity, self-view? Well, that's a really good question. Well, identity view is one of the things that a person no longer has as a stream entry, but what does that actually mean? This Sakaya, Sakaya Ditti. This is, and it's looking at the five khandhas as self is one way I've heard it described. Seeing the body as the self, feelings as self, mental formations as self, perception as self, consciousness as self. So you could identify with these things that are just very transient as a self, as me, as mine. But I think some people recommend that if you suspect that you've entered the stream and you have these qualities, well, you wouldn't doubt, actually, another person said, there's like different ideas about it that you wouldn't doubt because you've seen a glimpse of Nibbana, you've confirmed confidence, you've gone beyond any doubt. And why would Ananda be asking about the destination of all these people also? I don't know. But I think maybe it's encouragement to oneself that they would declare themselves as such. I really don't know, honestly, what other than not being fearful. You go, I can have confidence that I won't fall into lower realms, but I still have work to be done. There's still work to be done. I can see clearly in myself what I have done. Let's say you're on some kind of building project or something, and then you get into a certain point, like you built the frame of the house and you put the roof over the top of the building for, to protect what you've already built. And then you look at it and say, okay, I've got this done. And then I've got more to do. There's still work to do. And then you start, going at doing the rest of it. But at least you say, okay, this is accomplished. I can feel good about this is accomplished. And now I can look at it and see, okay, this is what I need to do next. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But I would recommend, though, anyone who's any type of attainment, not to go around bragging indiscriminately, but you might check with someone you trust about it. I hope that answers the question. And I'll go on to the next one because we don't have a lot of time here. Do both faith followers, the Sadhanusori and the Dhamma follower, Dhammanusori, bound to become stream enterers and winners before death? I remember reading a sutta similar to this idea. What are your thoughts about this? Yeah, in the suttas, it actually does say that they will not die without entering the stream. So before their death, hopefully they'll have some time when they're healthy and well, but at least while they're dying, at the time of their death, they will enter the stream. So that's my idea from what I've gathered from the suttas. I don't know the suttas well enough to point you in that direction. if you have a copy of In the Buddha's Words, the Bhante Bodhi's anthology that came out, was now close to 20 years ago, was really beautiful, smaller volume. He talks about, there's a section at the end, it's called Planes of Realization. And so he does discuss the Dhamma Nusori and Sada Nusori in that. And so I think a lot of us fit into that category, that we have enough faith in the teaching. We have enough interest and devotion to learning the Dhamma. And somehow it seems like they may overlap to me quite a bit. Like how could you have one without the other? So that's the answer to that. That I believe, according to the way the teachings are written, that's true. And here's another question. So can I please explain more on the difference between path and fruit? Path is the Sada Nusori and the Dhamma Nusori would be on the path to stream entry. They would be developing qualities that support entering the stream. So we saw that in that beautiful sutta that Sariputta was speaking to the Lord Buddha, the qualities of hearing the Dhamma, going to hear the Dhamma from trusted teachers, visiting trusted teachers, hearing the Dhamma, and really applying our minds using the Yoniso Manasikara, and then putting the teaching to practice. So these are all like qualities that support that you make for someone to be on the path, that our faith was so strong, our dedication to the Dhamma was so strong. And and the fruit would be the actual entry into the stream. So we'd make a breakthrough into the stream. So that would be the fruition. And I know in the Abhidhamma, they talk about the fruition moment, just the mind moment, and it just like clicks and, boom, we're in the stream. Some people think it's a little bit more gradual, but there is this moment that it says that you remember it very acutely. Like it's just kind of a earth-shattering experience kind of thing that there's no question in your mind. This is what some people say. So there's someone who's entered the stream could be on the path to once returner, but they could go more directly to non-returner, or they go through the steps quickly. There's different ideas about that. The once returner isn't mentioned a lot in the suttas, but other than that, this is the four paths. So Sotapanna would be working towards weakening sense desire and ill will. Once they've attained they've abolished the three of the lower fetters as a stream enterer. So they've abolished the identity view and the attachment or misperception of rites and rituals, and they're beyond doubt. They've got confirmed confidence, so the doubt is completely destroyed. And so then the next two of the five lower fetters is the Kama Raga, or Kama Chanda, I guess it is actually Kama Chanda. So that's sense desire and ill will. So those two are severely weakened in a someone who's a non-returner. I mean, a once returner. Excuse me. The once returner. The non-returner has completely destroyed the kamachanda and the vyapada, the ill will. So they're Sotapanna would be working at least diminishing those two, and so they would be on the path to either, if they're able to completely destroy ill will and sense desire, then they become a non-returner. So that they've but I can see how these two, maybe they haven't completely eradicated these two, the ill will and the sense desire. So they would get, I don't know how the dividing line between the Sotapanna and the once returner actually would manifest, because I guess it's weakened enough. Yeah, maybe it's just such a subtle, we still have this desire for, food and some very more innocent kind of sensual pleasures, but we're not interested in all of the more grosser forms. Yeah, so, but that it's not talked about a lot, that the once returner. And if people have more references and they can point me in that direction, I'd appreciate that. And so then once so there is that kind of intermediate stage between Sotapanna and the anagami, the non-returner. So the path is a development in a way, but you wouldn't necessarily, if a Sotapanna wouldn't be saying, yeah, I'm going for this anagami or bust or something like that, but they would just be, continuing doing the work to do, and seeing the unwholesome qualities and abandoning them, and continuously developing the wholesome qualities. And then they would know for themselves when they've reached fruition of those different stages. And anagami has 5 higher fetters, which are much more subtle, and they would have to be have awareness of their existence. So the 5 higher fetters would be desire for the fine material attainments, they may be experiencing them, but they have desire for them. They want to just abide in them. Fine material and immaterial attainments. And there's conceit, the conceit of I am. And let's see, the ignorance is the last one. Oh, there's restlessness, which is interesting. Restlessness and ignorance. So they would be aware of these in themselves, and so they would be on the path to arahantship. So at each phase, they're working towards a higher attainment. So it's like almost simultaneously. If someone's has entered the stream, they shouldn't just be kind of sitting back and saying, well, I've entered the stream and I don't have to do anything more. That's a really mistaken view. So they should be on the path to the next attainment. So that's the best I can do with trying to answer that question. I hope that was helpful. And there's one more question. It's a little after 9, but I'll just end with this last question. Is the taste of Nibbana something like the taste of emptiness experienced by the stream winner, as per your understanding? I think that emptiness may be akin and a kind of like a taste to actually I think it's my understanding is more like heading in that direction, but it isn't. Because there's different depths of emptiness that a person can experience. So, yeah, that's a difficult question to answer. Because there's notions of emptiness and notions of Nibbana. Unless we've experienced them ourselves, then it's like, but the emptiness is if peaceful. It's if there's awareness there. Then I think you're heading in the direction. So yeah, and it's hard to say that this maybe it's not the experience of Nibbana, but it's akin. So that's my best understanding of what you're speaking about here. And so I will end for now, and I appreciate all your kind attention and your very good questions. And maybe I'll see some of you tonight. We're talking about, we'll be talking about, we'll have a special monk chat that's called Ghost Chat this evening. We'll be talking actually about people that are in realms that aren't so happy, but also it's going to be a pretty good balanced picture of things. I think we're not just going to leave people in the lower realms or something like that. and I hope that this discussion on the Sotapanna is helpful. So we can end with taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. I'm going to bow to the Lord Buddha. This representation, I know it's a wooden image, but just out of respects to the memory of the great person who left these teachings. Let's see. So we'll end now. Have a good day.